friends, thanks for joining me. This is Lori Young, and we're going to be making homemade raviolis today. The kind I'm making are the cheese raviolis. That's my favorite, but you can put meat in them, anything that you like. Let's get started. First, we're going to need 2 cups of flour. Here's one. Here, I'll put it where you can see it. And 2. And then I'm going to mound it up here, and then I'm going to just make a well right in the middle. And inside the well, you want to break 2 eggs, put those in there. 1 and 2. Let me throw these away. Okay, then you're going to take your whisk. Well, no, first you want to salt it. You're going to salt it up a little bit. Salt it. Not heavily, just maybe a 1/4 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now you want to whisk those eggs that's sitting in the middle. Whisk those up good. Okay, I think we got those just about right. Okay. Yeah. And now you're going to take your flour and you're going to kind of just fold it in on the eggs and keep folding it and squishing and folding and squishing. Okay, we'll go get about 2 tablespoons of water and add to that. Well, that's very gooey on my hands. Very gooey indeed. Yeah, we'll put a tablespoon at a time, just so we don't have a mess on our hands. There we go. That should be good. And you want to knead that dough quite a bit till it all sticks together and forms a ball. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bowl and put this in it, because I think that'll make it a little easier for me. I don't have a big kitchen. I have the smallest kitchen in the world, I think, and so I don't have a huge workspace here either. And I find I'm gonna have to add just a little more water to that. Okay, squish that all up, kind of like you do your bread dough and your biscuit dough. It's another type of dough anyhow. It's just a pasta dough. Sure wants to stick on me. I don't remember it ever being that sticky on me before, but anyway. Well, we got it. I just got to go wash my hands off. I'll be right back. So I'm making these videos for anybody that wants to start making their food the homemade way, because it'll save you a ton of money. And with the prices of groceries going up like they are, I just thought it was a good idea. Trying to get my hands dry so I can work a little bit better with them. So what we want to do is we want to roll this pasta dough up in a ball. And then we want to let it sit for about 20 minutes before we put it through our pasta machine. So let's just put it in the bowl now. Now it's a ball. Let's put it in the bowl and just let it set for about 20 minutes, and we'll come back to it. So while we're waiting for the dough, I'm going to go ahead and mix up our cheese mixture that we're going to be putting inside the raviolis. Now here I've got ricotta cheese, and I'm going to put about half a cup of that in here. And then I've got some shredded Parmesan cheese, fresh. I'm going to take about half a cup of that and put that in there. And then I've got provolone and mozzarella mixed, which is already shredded. Saves me some steps. But you can certainly get the fresh and shred it yourself. I'm going to put a whole cup of this in here since it's mixed. There. Okay. And now I'm going to cover these back up, put them aside. And then I'm going to just take some fresh basil I have here, and I'm going to chop that up. I got to get me a chopping knife. So what I want to do is, let me put the camera on it, then you can see me doing it. Go ahead and chop that up. Oh, I love the smell of fresh basil. Oh, just what a good aroma. Great aroma. I like the fresh because of the aroma and the oils that comes out in it. When you get it already dried out, I mean, it's okay too, but it just doesn't have that freshness like I really like. Okay, go ahead and toss that in the cheese mixture. Oh, so good. Okay. Oh, and now we'll go ahead and stir that up real good. I got my little wooden spoon here. We'll just give that a nice stir and get that all incorporated. Now you could put your blender, I mean your mixer to it, and it probably would actually mix it up a little finer. than what I've got here. Actually, yeah, that's mixing up pretty good. I think I'll be all right with that. I think just a little bit more ricotta in there because it seems just a little bit dry. So I'm adding another half a tablespoon of ricotta in there to try to make it a little creamier, because that's the creamy of the cheese. But I do like this consistency now. This is perfect, and it's all nice and mixed. And we'll set that aside. I'm over here getting my my pasta cutter clamped to the cabinet. Well, I don't know why, but it wants to be a little bare. Here we go. Put that down a little bit. Okay. Sure didn't want to clamp on there very well. Well, I think that's good. That doesn't really want to move anywhere. We've got it set. Okay, let's go ahead and get to our pasta. It's been setting long enough. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our ball and we're going to cut that ball in half. Excuse me. Get the little bits of basil off there. Okay. Now I'm going to take my rolling pin. Oh, where is that? There it is. I'm going to take my rolling pin and go ahead and roll this out. And you only want to go up and down with this pasta. You don't want to go side to side or any of that. Just up and down, same direction. Now, I think that's thin enough I can put it through my pasta roller. Now, let me turn the camera so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Don't mind my mess. My kitchen's so small, I can't do much about it. Okay, let's get the roller. It fell down. And get this in here. Now I'm going to put this in the pasta roller, and I've got mine set on 5. So if you've got one, that's probably the best setting to start with, rolling it out. And for the raviolis, you want it thin enough to see through. So, and actually, I think I got it. I think, yeah, that's thin enough to see through. So, we're going to go ahead and go with that on this one. Let's see. Let me roll this other one out so I can put it through. Put that down so you can see me rolling. Sorry about that. And that's good. I can go ahead and put that through my pasta roller. We'll go back to that. I don't have any fancy cameras, so I just use what I got. Anyway, so let's go ahead and roll that through. Like I said, I have it set on number 5. And we're going to roll it through number 5. Anyway, he sure wants to be a pain in my rear. Okay, let me get that anchor off. Move the pasta roller back so I have more room up here. Okay, I'm going to bring one of them over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and cut that end off. Try to make it as straight as possible. And cut this other end off. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I need to move this. Okay. See, I cut those ends off so they'd be straighter. Okay. And now what I want to do is take my cheese mix, and I want to kind of just grab a little bit, maybe the size of a quarter, and then roll it, and then set it down on the pasta. Okay, let's take another ball, roll it up in your hand, and set it on the pasta, and then another one. Set it down, and we'll do that until we have it all full. Now if you look and see, I ended up with 16 cheese balls here, so I'm going to end up with 16 raviolis. Now I've got my water here. I'm going to dip my finger in it, and I'm just going to go around the pasta in between the cheese balls and on the edge, so that when I put my top piece of dough on, pasta dough, it will adhere. It will stick to each other real good. So let me get that nice and wet. Now this doesn't cost a whole lot to make. The most expensive part of this, of course, is the cheese. But you know, this will feed a family of 3 or 4 quite nicely. I don't even know how much ravioli is in the store. I'm so embarrassed, but I don't buy it. Let me go get my my kitchen scissors and give those a trim. And yes, they're clean. They're just very used. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to press our dough along the sides first, and make sure, you know, that the dough's sticking to each other. That one decided to curl up on me a little bit there. That happens. Okay, and I got one. I guess I need to, got a couple of them, looks like I need to patch. How funny is that, right? But you can patch it. It's easy to do. That's what happens when sometimes you'll get a little thinner piece come out of your roller. That's what happened to me today. Well, anyway, so let's go ahead and go along this side and pinch it together. Make sure it's pinched together. I had to put my cat, this is so weird, I had to put my kitty in another room because he was up here trying desperately to help me make all this. So I was like, not today, Bo, not today, buddy. I love my cat. He is the best. He's the most loving, sweetest thing you ever see. But boy, does he like to get into everything that I do. Thinks that it's his project, you know. Okay, where did I put that really good knife I had? Oh, yeah, this is the story of my life. Don't pay attention. So now we're going to cut, and we're going to start right in the middle and go ahead and cut down the middle very gently, making sure that we don't tear any of our pasta, and pinch it anywhere that it looks like it's got little holes. Just pinch it shut. Okay, and go ahead and cut in between each ravioli. Alright, I think we did really good. Now let me grab a regular kitchen fork, because that's what we're going to use to crimp the edges with. And just go ahead and go around them edges just like that. Let me show you. Let me see. I've gone around the edges like that with my fork, and I'll do it around every single edge. Might have more on one edge than you do another, but they're homemade, hey. And you can always trim them with a knife. If you don't want that much pasta with your ravioli, then just go ahead and trim it with your knife. That's no big deal. These want to stick to my surface pretty good. Probably should have done this on some wax paper now that I'm thinking about it. Mama set these over here. I got some water on to boil on the stove, so I'm gonna throw these in the boiling water as soon as I get them all crimped good here. And we'll be back. Okay, we've had the raviolis boiling in here about 10 to 12 minutes, something like maybe 15 minutes. And this is what they look like right now. So I'm getting ready to spoon them out. I'm going to spoon them out and put them on a plate. And of course I'm using a slotted spoon so the water stays in the pot and not on the pasta. And of course the water got a little bit milky because some of my cheese spilled out of my raviolis, but all in all, most of them are completely full, and the ones that leaked, they're almost full, so they still are amazing. Okay, got all our raviolis out. Now what I did was I heated up some wonderful spaghetti sauce that I just love. It's like a marinara sauce. You can use either marinara or spaghetti, whichever you prefer. And what I do is, when they're all done like this, I just go ahead and pour the sauce right over the top of them. Oh, that's going to be so good. I like mine really saucy. You can go lighter on the sauce if you want. And now what I'll do is I'll just take me a little handful of fresh Parmesan here, grated Parmesan, and I'll just sprinkle it over the top. Mmm. Get a clean fork. And we'll take a taste. This should be really good. I can't wait. Oh, look at that cheese. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I had to dip it in some more sauce. Make sure it doesn't burn me. Oh, that's so good. Well, I hope you make this and I hope you enjoy it. Please like and subscribe my video. Also, if you get a chance, Georgia Matthews is making cooking videos and she's very good. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.